Hello. This Shabbos is Parshat Haazinu, and it's also Shabbos Shuvah. It is the Shabbos before Yom Kippur. So the theme of the Shabbos is really Shuvah Yisrael, to do teshuvah, that the Jewish people should do teshuvah before Yom Kippur, so that Hashem will seal us in the book of life and the book of blessing, the book of health and wealth and shalom bayit and nachas from children and everything good, and most of all, that we should be blessed with Mashiach Tzidkenu this year. So in the Parsha, it's Moshe Rabbeinu standing on the last day of his life, and he's pouring out his heart to the Jewish people. And so he says, Haazinu hashamayim va'adabera, ve'tishma ha'aretz imrei fi. Give ear, O heavens, and I will speak, and may the earth hear the sounds of my mouth, the words of my mouth. So Moshe Rabbeinu is calling upon heaven and earth to give testimony. So on the one hand, we would say that heaven and earth are good witnesses because they're going to be around no matter what. So that's why Moshe Rabbeinu is saying, listen, heavens, listen, earth. This is what I'm telling the Jewish people. You're my witnesses, that I have told them what they need to do. And it's a beautiful, beautiful song. It's actually a song, a poem, with a lot of beautiful words and a lot of rebuke and a lot of tochacha, where Hashem is, through Moshe, telling the Jewish people that they need to be sincere in their service of Hashem and not forget about their mission in this world. So it says here, Behanchel elyon goyim, behafrido bnei adam, yatzef gvulot amim, lemispar bnei Yisrael. I'm going to translate that part. When Hashem gave the nations their inheritance, when he separated the children of man, he set the borders of the peoples according to the number of the children of Israel. So here he calls the Jewish people Yisrael. And then in the next verse it says, Ki chelek Hashem amo, Yaakov chevel nachalato. For Hashem's portion is his people. Yaakov is the measure of his inheritance. So here the Jewish people is called Yaakov. So we have a couple things going on here. We have the heaven and the earth. We have Yisrael, and we have Yaakov. And these verses are telling us that originally Hashem had planned to have the 70 nations be involved in doing his mission. After the Migdal Bavel, the Tower of Babel, when the people were working together for a purpose that was against Hashem, so Hashem separated the people and their languages, and he made borders, and he separated them into 70 nations, 70 languages. But none of them were willing to take on the true mission of really connecting with Hashem and spreading godliness in the world. The nations were more interested in connecting with themselves and with their own needs and spreading their own agendas in the world. Only the Jewish people, only Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. So Hashem sent Yaakov down to Mitzrayim, and it said that he went as a family of 70 people. And those 70 members of the family of Yaakov, which would become the Jewish people, they were to replace the 70 nations. And from this family of 70 people, Hashem would spread his mission throughout the world. And that's our job. That's what we're here to do. So sometimes we're called Yisrael, and sometimes we're called Yaakov. So in the book of Yeshayahu, and we read this in Pirkei Avos, there's a verse also about the heavens and the earth. It tells us that Chamisha kinyanim kana kadosh baruch hu ba'olamo, that Hashem has 5 possessions that he acquired in this world. And here they are. Elohen, Torah, kinyan echad. The Torah is one possession. Shemaim va'aretz, kinyan echad. The heavens and the earth is another possession. Avraham, kinyan echad. Avram is another possession. Yisrael, kinyan echad. The Jewish people are one possession. And Beit HaMikdash, kinyan echad. The Beit HaMikdash, the Holy Temple, is another possession. So then it gives verses that discuss where we have proof texts, verses from the Tanakh that tell us that these are the possessions, these are the kinyanim of Hashem. So for the verses that tell about Shemaim va'aretz, the heaven and the earth, it says, Ko amar Hashem, Hashemaim kis'i, ve'ha'aretz hadom raglai. Eze bait asher tivnu li, ve'eze makom menuchati. So Hashem says, the heavens are my throne, and the earth is my footstool. What house could you build for me? And what place could be my place of rest? So the heavens and the earth are called a chair, a throne, and a footstool. So, and these relate to the different ideas of Yisrael and Yaakov. Yisrael relates to a feature of the Jewish people which is very above nature. Yaakov was given that name, Yisrael, when he battled with the angel. He wrestled with the angel and he won. So he was called a Yisrael. He was called a person who can battle with an angel and prevail and can win. It's something that speaks to the fact that we have a holy soul that is above what happens in this world. And on the other hand, Yaakov is connected more to the happenings of this world. So he's called the footstool. Because Yaakov, the word Yaakov comes from the word ekev, which means a heel. What do you put on a footstool? You put a heel. So it talks about the aspect of the Jewish people which is very active in this world. So Chassidus teaches us that Hashem says, the heavens are my throne, and the earth is only a footstool. All the things that are happening here on earth, it's like just something Hashem puts his foot on top of. He's so much bigger. He's so much greater. His true essence is completely above the world. The world is something he just sticks his foot on. So all of our getting so excited about what's going on and getting so upset and stressed about what's going on in this world, it's not a big deal. Relative to the greatness and glory of Hashem, this world is just a footstool. So that part of us, which is a Yisrael, that is the part of us which is transcendent. That is the part of us which connects to the infinity of Hashem, which is so much bigger and has so much more going on than the little trivial things that go on in this world. So we have to always keep that in mind, that like those 70 members of the Jewish family, of Yaakov's family, that are here to take over the mission of the 70 nations, that we're supposed to spread godliness in the world. As a Yisrael, that's our job. We're connected to the greatness and the infinity, the beyond of Hashem. You know, we say that there's a verse that says, Ani Hashem lo shiniti. I, Hashem, never changed. And we think to ourselves, how can that be? You know, like the world is changing all the time. What, Hashem, you didn't change? Well, you know what? The world is a little footstool. Hashem is the one sitting way up there on the throne, just putting his foot on the footstool. Whatever happens on the footstool doesn't change Hashem at all. So we as Yisrael, with our Chelek Elokam Iman Mamash, our holy Jewish neshama, our Jewish soul, we're connected to that infinity. So we need to remember always our job in this world. Our job is to spread godliness. And we know how to do it. We're given the Torah. We're given mitzvahs. That is how we have to occupy our life and our time. And it's not necessarily easy in this world. Haazinu goes through and tells about a lot of trials and tribulations. This world is a world full of challenges, but we are connected above, and we need to stay focused. And right now is the time for Teshuvah. So we're told, Chelek, ki chelek Hashem amo, Yaakov chevel nachalato, that Hashem's people, which is us, the Jewish people, we are a part of God. Chelek Eloka mima'al mamash. Yaakov is the chevel nachalato. He's the rope of our inheritance. So in Chassidus, the Alter Rebbe teaches us that it's like there's a rope connecting us to the godly energy of Hashem. And that rope has 613 strands. And when we perform the 613 mitzvahs, the energy flows. But God forbid, if we don't perform a mitzvah, a strand can be cut. Now, there's 613 strands, so there's still more strands that the godly energy can flow through. But what happens if we cut a lot of the strands, or, God forbid, say, cut through the whole thing? Certain sins have the punishment of karet, which is the cutting off. So what happened to that chevel, that rope of Yaakov that's connecting us here on earth to that godly energy above? Well, Teshuvah ties the rope back together. Where it was cut, we tie it back together and make a knot. And so in Tanya it tells us that what's the beauty of the knot? The knot is thicker and stronger than just the rope by itself. It's going to be harder to cut through that knot. That's what Teshuvah is. It makes a thicker and stronger bond between us and Hashem. And when you make a knot in the rope, it makes the rope shorter. So therefore we're closer to Hashem. So we have a stronger bond, we have a closer bond. That's the beauty of Teshuvah. So as we go into Yom Kippur, let's remember the words of Moshe Rabbeinu. Haazinu, Hashamayim. Listen, O heavens, Vadabera, and I'll speak. V'tishma ha'aretz imrei fi, and let the earth hear the words of my mouth. Let's remember that heaven and earth are our witnesses, that we received the Torah, and that we're connected to Hashem, both as a Yaakov, which operates in this world, and as a Yisrael, which is connected in such a higher way that what happens in this world is really immaterial to our larger mission, and that Hashem is always connected to us. So let's remember that, and let's do a full teshuvah. Let's tell Hashem this year is going to be different. It's going to be new. I'm going to think about things where I need to improve, and I'm going to make resolutions to improve them, and I'm going to work on keeping those resolutions in Torah, tefillah, tzedakah. And with that, my rope will be tied in a knot, so I'll have a strong bond with Hashem, and I'll have a close bond with Hashem. So Hashem should grant us all that we should have a Gemar Chasima Tova, we should be sealed in the book of life, and we should have a blessed year with health, with wealth, with nachas, with parnasah, with shalom bayit, with children, with weddings, and with Mashiach. Shana Tova, Gemar Chatima Tova.